Hi, it is iYikkam time again. So after I share the informations of the iYikkam is to handle the feet uh, pointing outward or straight, depend on the persons, because every human have variations. I have received many messages asking me different questions, and this is what I'd like to share with you today, to reply to the questions I was asked, so that everybody know my answer. Number one, many asking me that how they can come learn with me or change their lineage. I like to share with you all here and address this issue. Number one, the iYikkam is an education platform. It serves every lineage of Wing Chun Kuen. Okay, so iYikkam platform, which is I start with, is a platform, an educational platform which support all Wing Chuners. So you don't have to switch to my lineage to study this. Okay, this is not mine. What I am sharing here is what our ancestor in the Red Book have. Okay, and so let's not talk about the lineage and those things. Okay, we want educations. We don't want to get into those stuff. Okay. You don't need to study with me. You don't need it. Okay? You see me like a doctor, like a family doctor, medical doctor. When we are sick, we go to the doctor and get checked out and get treatment. Otherwise, everybody don't have to go see the medical doctor. Okay? A teacher or sifu, and these days I don't like to use the term sifu because it get into gray area and so forth. A teacher or a coach is a person be able to help one to progress, to support one to progress, to serve one to progress. Even Buddha, he's not some master, he's not some grandmaster. The Buddha or the Bodhisattva is the beings which is helping the living beings like you and me. Okay? It's not something about somebody up in the top and then we have to bow to pray with. No, they actually stand on the ground, try to help us. Okay? Even in Tao Te Ching, it said that the best kindness is like water flow downward, meaning it serves all living beings. So education is like that. If you look for a teacher, it doesn't have to be like me. It doesn't have to be me. Can be anybody, can be a teacher today. Somebody who can help you to improve. That's teacher. Okay? Now, saying so, with the iYikkam platform, I wrote 2 books, namely the basic ancient Wing Chun Kuen Science and Art and the beginning Wing Chun Kuen. Those are the textbooks for the beginning, okay, and for the key basic component everybody need to know. Okay. This is the key, need to be understood. So like for example, if we go to college, say we study engineering, we have the textbooks, we have the instructor to teach us what is in the textbooks. And then we have laboratory to help us to have experience on what is this we are learning. That's how I set up this iYikkam platform is about. Okay, So it is like a university or college or even like a high school. You want to study music, you can read about music, you can mimic about song, but you got a teacher who teach you how to do it better or help you to progress. Okay? So this part I want everybody to know. Okay? I have no intention to create a lineage. I'm just a teacher like everybody. I'm a researcher. That's all. Okay? And also don't call me Sifu. I don't want anything to do with that. Okay? Number two, the question is that asking me, can I share how or what is the difference between the Tai Chi push hand and the Wing Chun Chi Sao and the northern or the southern Chinese Kung Fu sticky hand, those kind of stuff. Okay, so we need to know this. Wing Chun is a sticking body short strike art. Wing Chun's core is to my son or close in or shoot in, if you want to call it. Okay, and then you control his center of gravity via the center axis, okay, which is the vertical axis of the center of gravity. That's what we commonly call it, the center line. Okay, so once you handle that, you control that, it can be using that situations. Based on that situations, you can do a strike or multiple strike, or you can do a takedown. And then you can use either the body type of techniques or force flow. Okay, so let's repeat again. So Wing Chun is about sticking body short strike, or in Chinese, in Cantonese, Mai San Twin Da. So what the goal is to shoot in, to close in, to capture the vertical axis of the center line, which is we call center line. Okay, the vertical axis of the center of gravity. Okay, so you close in to capture the vertical axis of center gravity, or sometimes we call that as the center axis or the center line. So Wing Chun is for that. Okay, and once you capture that center axis, then you can do takedown or you can do strike. Okay, and you can use the power type of the body type or the force flow type. So that is what Wing Chun is about. Okay, now, so for the Chi Sao, Wing Chun Chi Sao is to close in, to capture the center axis. Okay, and then either you do strike or you do takedown. Okay, that is the Wing Chun goal, and so the Chi Sao is for that, for practice that. This is very different than Tai Chi, where they test their strength. Okay, they are different. There is push hand, while Wing Chun is close in. Okay, we don't stay in the push hand range or doing the Tai Chi type of practice, push hand practice. We close in as a Wing Chun. We close in, capture the center axis. We do strike or take down via the body type or the force flow type. That is the practice of the Wing Chun Chi Sao. Okay, so it is not push hand. So we don't do push hand like a Tai Chi, and also we don't do the same type of the Pun Sao and so forth, like the White Crane or other southern Chinese martial art where we play with this Q Sao. Okay, so again, the goal is to, via chi sao, to practice close in, capture the center axis. You can do strike or you can do take down via the body type of power generations or power handling or the force flow type. So when other people do chi sao, tui sao, like the Tai Chi do tui sao, we don't, we get in. We don't want to tui with him. Because tui sao is their art, their way of expressing their arts or practicing their arts. Also, when people are doing this bridge works, we don't do that either because they belong to their art. So again, I want to address here, I'm not saying that Tai Chi good or bad, White Crane Fujian good or bad, Wing Chun good or bad. I don't say that, I just say that these are different characteristics. So if we want to get benefit to develop our Wing Chun, then the Chi Sao has to practice what is going to be used in real life. And that is close in, capture the center axis, either for strike or for takedown using body type or force flow type. Okay? So one need to be able to even do that in the sleep. And Chi Sao is like a laboratory for practicing that. Okay? Or refining that. So I hope that you understand. Like for example, people sometimes do push hand. We don't push, we get in. Okay, we close in. We mai san. We not tui sao. We go mai san. Okay, different. So it's like if you think about it, like a tiger will do his stuff, a snake will go do his stuff. Okay, they are different. Like when if the tiger fight a big snake, the snake is not going to hop at the tiger, but it shoot in, and so you can see how this thing. Okay, that's the second. The third question is this. It seems that the structure, the forward pressure, the mind power, the adjust of the spine doesn't give result. So, can you suggest what is a good way to train Xiulin Tao? So this is the question. Okay. Now, is that true that those structure, forward pressure, mind power, the aligning of the spine, all those practice doesn't deliver result? Well, it gives some result, but it's not what Wing Chun result one needed or one want. Okay. The issue of those type of practice is that it is a very partial fragmented, narrow part of fix. Okay, or fixing, trying to fix something. Okay. It didn't look for the whole big picture of Wing Chun, what it is, as what we just mentioned. It is shoot in, capture center gravity, this vertical axis of center gravity, take down and or strike, okay, with the body type or with the force flow type, okay. And I want to give you an analogy today on Wing Chun. BJJ is rolling in the ground. That is their characteristics. That is their characteristics. Wing Chun with the plum flower steps is actually rolling vertically with the opponents. Okay, this is what it is, and this footwork is the plum flower, the 5-point plum flower. Okay, which I explained before, it's like a chessboard. You think about it, plum flower, the 5 points like a chessboard, And you can play chess differently on top of the chessboard. And of course, your triangle steps, your queen ball, all is using here. Okay, so the key is BJJ is rolling in the ground and Wing Chun will rolling here. Okay, now that is the characteristic if you can see that. Okay, now the practice of Xiu Lim Tao is to train the skill to develop for that. Same within the Chi Sao. Okay, so you cannot say, okay, I practice the forward pressure and then when you come over here say, so what? I cannot do the sticking body stuff because I need to have a structure, those kind of stuff. Okay, or I cannot say I practice the align of my spine, but over here it's dynamic, it's all over the place. Okay, so forth. And you said, well, practice with the mind power. Well, over here the whole body and mind move together dynamically, so you don't have time for those. So I have to use my intention here, there. Okay. So the practice of Xiu Lim Tao is ready to support all of this, and it is very important. As I pointed out the other day, you don't want to be like that. You want to be either like that based on your body or like that. Okay. And so I like to share with you, this is number key point number one when you practice Xiu Lim Tao. If you do it this way, you will get result instantaneous and you will continue to progress from this day, from today, from this minute, from the instant you started. So, you know, when we practice Xiu Lim Tao, or even Chang Kyu Set, at first, we have to stand here before we bow, or after we bow, we stand here before we start something. So, okay, when you stand here, before you start to do your move in the Xiu Lim Tao, do this. First thing, okay, first, you go squat down a little bit and up. Make sure you don't, when you're standing, do not hurt your knee, but using the back muscle, and you can squat naturally and effortlessly. That's number one. The second thing is I want you to exhale. Okay, exhale. Exhale. Okay, while you stood up and exhale. So at first is you bend, you squat a little bit, make sure that you don't hurt this. So the second is you raise your body while exhale, make sure your body here is straight. Okay, so that's the second. Okay, so make sure it is not when you raise your body you fall apart. Okay, or you cannot breathe, you cannot exhale, stuck, because everything is holding down there. So that's the second. Okay, the third is while you're exhaling, you turn your body to the left and to the right. Make sure this center axis is straight, balanced. Okay, so you don't want to be like that. Okay, where you fall apart. So no. So the first thing is the practice. Remember this: when you stand there, instead of thinking Dao, Jens, and all this mysterious stuff, you stand there. You check your body. Is your body is in a proper state? Okay, and are you doing the proper state? So you have a reference. Okay. So the first thing is you squat a little bit down, lightly, and you don't want to feel any tension on the knee. Number one. The second is you exhale, you stood up a little bit. You don't want your body lean backward or lean forward. You want it to be very comfortable. Okay, so when you stand up, you stand up, you just exhale, and you feel comfortable. That's the second. The third one is you turn your body. You turn your body. Okay? Make sure that it is balanced. You don't want to turn your body and end up this way. okay? Or you don't want to turn your body this way, you go forward. So these three things. So do that before you practice any of your 小亂頭 or 長橋石. That will give you a reference right away there to know your body in a optimized state for you. Okay? And here I must tell you this. Knowing this information itself is not going to help you. You need to practice. Remember I talked about before? We need to have the experience ground. If you don't have the experience ground, you still don't know what it is. And experience ground will grow. The more you practice, your experience get more and more deeper and deeper, your experience ground will grow, and there's your Kung Fu can advance. Okay? So you just do these three check. I call it 3 checkup before you do the 小亂頭 set or the 長橋 set. Make sure it's like your plane, you want to take off your plane. The pilot check. Okay, this has to be ready, this has to be ready, this has to be ready. Okay? Now, these 3, I make it simple so everybody can do it. But do not expect to get advanced stuff. Okay? Just do this, okay? It's like when we teach a baby how to walk. Then he just learned how to walk. You don't want to talk about different stuff, okay? It is true that once one have experience and have the skill of the 613-3, all this thing is checked even deeper and more details. But for now, we are like a baby. We just do that 3 thing. Make sure we are okay. That's it. Okay? Now, with your feet in the proper direction, when you do, say for example, the 小亂頭, when you do this phục sao up, okay, you will notice your body will kind of turn with it. So when you do the phục sao back, your body will turn slightly, okay? When you go out, when you come back, your body will turn it. It is the whole piece, okay? The whole piece, okay? The leg, all the 7 will work, okay? Now, be careful here. Number 1, you want to follow your body. Say for example, I want to do a phục sao. My body is turning naturally while my phục sao is going out there. You just follow it, okay? You don't want to use strength to help it, and you do not want to use strength to block it. Okay? So you just follow it. Okay? So when you do 小亂頭, you just do that. After the 3, remember the 3 step, you just do that. Okay? And don't use force to help the movement. Like, oh yeah, my body is going to go turn a little bit, for example. It's a little bit turn a little bit. I don't want to be turned like that, because then I use force to force it. Or if my body is turned a little bit there, then I don't want to be say, okay, you should not go that way. Yeah, I have to make my body square, and I push my hand up. Don't do that. Okay. So you just follow it. Okay. How the body want to go, you follow it. Okay. Now, this is what in the 1840s iYikkam Quinquit said, spontaneously following the nature, spontaneously accord to the nature, 一人自然. That's what it is. If you use force, it is no longer nature. If you try to you use force to stop it, or try to make it more to help it, or to help the movement, or to help to resist or to oppose the movement, then you are not nature. So the nature is, if I want to do a phục sao, I just go, and the body, you can sense it turn a little bit. You say, okay, fine, I just follow it. When I come back, Same thing. The body will move with the hand. Okay? When we pay attention to the body this way, that is what it means by listening. When in the Wing Chun, we say we listen to the force flow, thinking. Okay? That's what it is, the practice. Okay? And you see, you think the techniques. Say I want to do Phục Sao. Okay? Your arm, your hand, your hand, when you do carry out the techniques, your body is supporting the technique in the same time. So the mind, the arm and the body, and I want to use today's terms, the core. The core is supporting the arm, and the arm is actually implement the ideas of the techniques which you have in my mind, our mind. So that is the real practice or implementations of this Sao Chong Sang Fa. You mean that your arm is issue or execute from your heart. So remember, your mind think about techniques. I want to do a Phục Sao now with my Xiu Lim Tao. I do the Phục Sao up, and the body is actually accord to that. They are mutual support. Okay, that's what you want, and your attention must be in keep track so that you do not use force to either help it, or you're not using force to either to oppose it. Okay, that is what it is. The mind power is. Okay. So there's listening. Okay. If you do that, you can feel that. Okay. And if you do that at the beginning, probably you're not fluent. You feel stuck here, stuck there, stuck here, stuck there. Then your job is to remove that holding or stucking. Meaning that your job is to remove. Either you use force to help it, or you use force to resist it. Your job is just to do that. Okay? So you keep refine. Okay? So again, your job is when you do a Phục Sao, something is stuck. Either it is using force to help, or to drive it, or to force it, or you use force to resist it or oppose it. Remove those, so it be able to naturally execute the whole the Phục Sao naturally, like a flow. That is the key of the flow. If you force it, or you force it to help it, you use force to help it, or you use force to resist it, there's no longer a flow. You're stuck. Okay, so try that. And at first, like a baby too, you're not supposed to thinking, oh, I can do force flow right away. You can. Force flow come is as the 6-13-3. Your body element, your physical element, your mind element, your breathing element, your chi element. You go level by level. Okay, deeper and deeper, or more and more details. So maybe we don't want to use the term deeper, we want to say more and more details we are aware of. You're aware of your body, you're aware of your mind, you're aware of breathing, and then you start to listen to them, and then you start not to help them using force, you start to not oppose them using force, and you flow with it. Okay? And then you go through the 6 core element. That is how you develop your Kung Fu. But it has to begin like a baby. We are not fluent. There's a lot of things we have to work on. If you do it this way, your Xiu Lim Tao become very meaningful. And it's not boring. You just can stand there and say, shoot, you know what, this is a lot. How? Let's go. Okay? Now do it again. Do it again. And then you refine it. Before you know, your full body is one. So the Chinese say 上下相随,左右相通,内外合一. Up and down, synchronize. Left and right, synchronize. inside, which is the mind, and the body, outside the body, synchronized or unity. That's what it is. You just practice it. You don't have to think. You don't have to use mind to override anything. You just do that. Okay? In fact, you don't think. You just do it. You listen, and then you just adjust it according to it. Okay? Or you just repair it. The Chinese call 修行, or repair. Okay? This is the repairing. Okay? So whatever excesses, you drop it. That's repairing. Okay? Now, if you do Fuk Sao, you will do that. Another thing is that if you do, usually people have difficulties to do this Gam Sao. Okay? You see that if you do Gam Sao, you see your body is automatically, naturally, it will move. Okay? You can see that. Okay? However, if you do this, the minute you do this, do Fuk Sao, let you try yourself what happened with your body. Okay, I will not even tell you. Okay, you see which part of the body is actually stuck there while the hand need to be moved. Same thing with when you do this, the iYikkam normally, and you do this and see what happens. Okay, see whether the whole body go together or you just somebody is some place in your body is stuck. Okay, and it break apart. And then when it comes to this, like usually people do this high bong sao, or the bong sao or high dong sao, depend what you want to call this. If you do it the way how I suggest you to do, you will feel which part of the body, how the body try to compensate, and which part has already go excessive or out of the boundary of the control. In this case, your body try to compensate, and you see, you can feel your shoulder blade, what happened. Versus this, you can see what happened. So you know what? Whatever not accord to your body, discard it. Why you want to do something which is not accord to your body? Okay? So that's the way how you practice Yulim Tao. Every day when you face Yulim Tao, it's like the Zen. You play with the river, you watch the river. The river never flow the same. Every day it flow differently, and every day you adjust. Before you know, when you were here, you want to play with body type, force flow type, you comment, you just evoke the techniques. Body go with it, the force flow go with it. That is the train of the Wing Chun. So that is how the student Tao is develop the skill or develop the Kung Fu. It's not a ritual. So you see, all of this, be it the practice student Tao Qi Shou, is boiled down to get close, capture the center axis, strike or take down using body type or force flow. And then the play is to roll vertically. That's all. And the more you train, the better your Kung Fu is, the more detail you can handle. The more detail you aware, the more details you can handle. Okay? That's why again, I wrote that 2 books, the 2 textbooks, because all what in that 2 textbook, the first book on the 613.3 is what you need when you need to develop this body, this Rattan body, or the 7 bowls, or the core, okay, which is conditioned for this type of art called Wing Chun. The second book is about how this Wing Chun works, the basic of the Wing Chun works. And these 2 books, in the Chinese, one is called the body of the art, another one is called the application of the art. They are one actually, they support each other. Okay? And the training with those kinds of theory and the practice like this with the sets and so forth, then you develop your Wing Chun train. Okay? Otherwise, we cannot do this and then just do things like a ritual, we don't even know our body and so forth. And then you go here, you say, huh? What are you supposed to do? sticking body short strike. What is that? Okay. Or you say, oh yeah, I know sticking body short strike. Now here I do this, but the body said, huh? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to handle that? So again, this is not just information. Today I give you a clear view on what you can do in a very simple way so that you can get result instantaneously. You can start improve from today until as long as you practice. Okay. So this is to share with you guys today. That is what about the iYikkam educational platform. It's nothing to do with the lineage, or I'm the guru or something, or I know it all. No, I don't know it all. Okay, and you don't need me. Okay, I only can help if I'm capable of on certain area. So here is for you today. By the way, try it. Okay, try it. Then you know.